Hey, welcome to this one more video where we are going to cover exactly how top businesses are using AI and how, end of this video, you will get to know how can you use AI in a more effective way that can transform your business productivity, efficiency, and also result in a lot more of revenue and profits, and basically making your business AI first. Now, for this, we got to understand a couple of things in this video. I'm going to cover exactly what are the wrong things to also people are doing with AI. And the first and foremost thing, let's understand that what is that AI? Most people are using AI like ChatGPT to get some answers, writes fast and explains well. That's what the AI are using. But is this what your business is? Because business is not like this, right? When it comes to business, it has got certain CRM. Maybe I'm using more of a sales in this, but this works in anything. So you've got a lot of spreadsheets, emails, team call, decisions. You are using this. You are not using your business as an answering something, whereas your business has real data, real context. And that's where the difference is. But the most of people are still using AI as a fancy search engine. Now, that is a problem, right? Because the general AI has three fatal flaws, I would say. So, what are these things? First is your AI is not connected to your business, where the real intelligence exists. Doesn't have access to your CRM, maybe calls or the emails and everything. And your business AI doesn't have the context. See, because the generic AI is trained on a regular internet data, it doesn't know what's happening in your business. It doesn't know your products, it doesn't know your customers, it doesn't know the complexities of your compliance issues, it doesn't know some of the history of your case studies or anything. It doesn't know your deals, history, all these things it doesn't know. And also, your AI, generic AI, doesn't do any decision support. It cannot take action. It can only answer you what to do, and finally it leaves you. It's up to you and your team to take action. So a lot of things of a business is slowed down by not taking actions, and the AI is not helping you to take action. Instead, it is advising you a lot of these things, and the result is you end up with smart guesses. Now that is where the big difference happens with the generic AI, where most people have ended up in what I say as they're using AI for some small search engine kind of thing. And this is what is not decision making, right? If you are using a generic AI, it is not helping you to make decisions, and when you only make decisions, your business moves forward. And a typical chat bot, if you see what it is doing, it answers questions. No, there is no memory. It doesn't hold the memory of what has happened to a specific deal or anything. So every time you have to input that, it doesn't have a lot of business data. No actions taken, just text output it gives you. Now that is way different than what I would say the business decision. When you want to make a decision, you got a real data. You got to check the history, what's happening with the context, no logic chains, require verification, drive real actions. So we will take a real case study and see how business decisions happens and how AI can help you. But the fact is, any business decision, right? Whether to increase the price of a product, whether to enter a new market, whether to hire 10 people, or whether to basically invest in a certain tool, all these things requires a lot of more context, a lot more data, a lot more logic verifications, which a chatbot cannot have. And that is where what is the top businesses have figured out differently. If you really see in this chart, I'm going to show how the AI adoption pyramid is. There is a 5 to 10%, of course, with any new technology. They are not using AI at all, which is at the very below. But when I talk to a lot of people, yes, they are using AI, which is 60 to 70%, I would say. They are surface users. They are using AI for generally the chat, individual and output, that's all. So there is an illusion that things are working for them, but the reality is not much is happening. But then there is another 10% to 15 are there who are actually using AI. They want to use AI. They are adopting to some new technologies, agent, workflows and all, but they are not really getting the results. That's again a big challenge for them. But then there is a small 5% people, 5% of companies, they are orchestrating AI. They are able to really gain massive this thing. How are these doing? How is this 5% AI native operators are doing? So let's take the companies like JP Morgan Chase, right? They are a big company. They have invested heavily into use AI. And what is that they are doing differently? They are not using as a tools, they are using AI teams. What does that mean? That means that there are almost 300 use cases deployed. There is a huge investment has happened. More than 50K employees are using AI. So their AI is continuously knowing the context. It is continually giving the data. It is using everything. Now, don't think that my business don't have so much of investment, I don't need. That is not the case here. What it is that even if you have a 25 people company, you don't need billions or millions of investment. Maybe $1,000 investment is good enough for a year, but you can create maybe 10 to 20 cases. Every employee uses and AI becomes a permanent team member which can do that. So what is that? So what the big shift is happening is that the AI is moving from tool to the team. That means AI is becoming a team member, it is becoming a collaborator, it is becoming some part of a function where it is helping in the decision making. So what is that team? So if you really look at any business, right, what it means that for anything to happen, you've got multiple specialists, like there is a manager, there is a specialist, there is a reviewer, there is a human. So all the things happens only when these things come together and work, coordinated, specialized and verified. And this is how elite companies deploy. But what elite companies are doing is they're using the same structure to deploy AI. So what does that mean is that this is how a real team works. There is a supervisor who understands some business context. There are specialists who execute some tasks. There are judge reviewer who validates what's happening. There's a process approvers, and then there are leaders who makes decision. This is how it works in any business case, any business decision. For example, you want to enter a new market, right? There are companies, somebody who's a front end, who's a market researcher, who goes out and understands a lot of things. And there are specialists who run some statistics, analysis, whether to really see this, what kind of product, what kind of market, what are the competitors and all. Then there are judge and review who analyze this, who make the reports, who validates if everything is done. Then the final leader sets up a meeting and decides whether to do this. This can take for months. But that's how most of decisions are made in every business, and you are doing like this. But now how does the AI works? Now what the AI does is that it starts with a business question, just like that. Let's say take a simple business question, which deals will close this month? So I will show you exactly how the AI works as a team. Now this is a very, looks like a simple question, but what it is, I've been talking to many leaders, we ask this question like, okay, you say you have a very good pipeline, you have a very good team working on this. Can you tell me which deals will close this month? But now, the simple question, but really when I see this, for people to answer this, they go to do a lot of work. They have to pull the data from CRM if they're using, or maybe Excel, or maybe some people will have it in their own, then analyzing sometimes call transcripts, what has happened really, reviewing emails, synthesizing patterns, what's happening. Of all doing all these things, what I get to see is that it takes a lot of time. But the AI, if you build an AI decision system, all these things can happen in seconds. Now that's the beauty of building an AI system helps. So let's say how does this work? So when it comes to AI systems, just like your team is doing, we build an AI system also. The teams who are top companies are doing is they build a supervisory AI system. Basically, it understands the business intent. It interprets the question, right? Which deals to close. So it assigns multiple tasks. Okay, I need to pull the records, I need to analyze the logs, I need to review emails, it needs to. So first and all, this supervisor agent, whenever a business challenge comes, it knows which specialties I need, which task I need to solve. And once it is done, it triggers the certain AI agents, right? Specialist agents. Each does one job. Like there is a CRM agent which pulls the deals date, stage history and rep activity from your CRM. There is a call agent which can analyze the transcripts and buying signals. And there is an email agent which reviews all these things. Now this is where the specialist agents know. Now this is for a sales, what I'm talking. For a marketing, this can be different. For a HR, this can be different. But these are the small agents which are specialist tasks. Just like in your team, you will have somebody doing that. Then there is an analytics engine. This is an agent which calculates the probability in this case of which deals happening, what is the likelihood score, identifies the risk, and then finds the patterns. What is the pattern which is there? This is the analytics serious engine which is being built to help basically come up with the patterns which uses these things from the raw data to the decision intelligence which is doing. And finally, there is another layer which is recommendation. This is again an AI which can suggest what to do next, what are the prioritized actions, who should you act and what to say, suggest the right message, tone, and all these things it tells. Now again, these are things which is happening with the backend with AI. Maybe your team is supporting these things to perform these things. Again, to do this thing manually, it can take days or weeks, but the AI is doing in a very fast all these things. And so that it gives you a very credible guidance exactly what needs to happen, right? Instead of just actionable guidance it is giving. And after this, then there is a judge agent who will actually check this, whether all these things are correct, removes the bad output, prevents the bind, automation, something like that. Many times the AI may not be using the right, so it checks the logic before it reaches the top decision maker or maybe your team. So finally you decide, okay, this is the 5 deals which should happen. So that's the decision which stays home. So what is happening in this is that a simple business question, AI accelerates the solving that question, and human makes decisions. So this is where the difference is, the big difference. The chatbot which you are using right now, all it can do is just ask a question, a business question, it can just add, throw some words, no system change, no action taken. Whereas the decision system is much different. It is built using multiple AI things, and it can not just take action, it can analyze your data, recommend the real things, and finally it is helping you to take an action. That's the big difference, right? And again, coming back to the sales leader, most sales leaders have this problem, right? How does this work? Which deals are at risk? Every sales leader asks this every week. Most still answer it manually. Let's see what costs them. Basically, the current reality is, as I said, open CRM, check notes, ask team, chase updates. This is the kind of work which goes on, and it takes hours, but you are still wrong. You don't know exactly what happens. Now the new reality is you can immediately get top 5 risky deals ranked by probability score, maybe ready in seconds or minutes. Why they are stuck also, you will get a clear answer, data backed decision, no response, pricing, everything. What to do next, you will get a quick recommendation, specific action to take, and finally a ready message for a person who is in charge of the deal, or what is that exact, like maybe an email has to be sent, maybe send a case study, or maybe what is that exact personalized action each person has to do to make sure that this deal which is in a risky to become non-risky, to move forward. So finally, a lot of people, you got to really be asking when it comes to AI, stop asking this wrong question. So what is that wrong question most people are asking when it comes to AI? They are asking, which AI tool should I use? If you have understood so far, if you have come with me so far, you know that this is not at all the question which can help you in any way, because a lot of AI tool exists, a lot of things exist, and they're all available. That is not the big question here. What is important is it can be Claude, it can be AI, Gemini, it can be ChatGPT, or further tools like Replit, or different tools are available. The real question should be asking is that this is a question everybody vendor asks you, but it's a wrong starting point. And the right question you should be having is, which decisions repeats in your business? Do you have a list of decisions which you keep doing it every month, every week, which is taking a lot of time in your business? And that may be the one you got to build a design system. Maybe it is closing forecasting, deal risk management, churn prediction, leadership, lead management, lead outreach. Now these are the decisions which every leader has to be spending a lot of time there. Keep repeating in your business. But are you doing it manually? Are you doing it in a slow way? And are you using AI? How much of AI is being used here? So what makes a decision ready? The decisions that requires, I would say, most of the business decisions I have seen, they require one or two or all of these things. It requires a lot of searching, pulling data from multiple sources. It requires a lot of interpreting, making sense of patterns, signals, and noise from those data. It requires a lot of comparing, evaluating options, and it also finally requires judging, applying logic to reach to a clear recommendation. Now these are things most of business decision happens. If you really see, if you're in a sales business, marketing, operations, or finance, these are the kind of decisions you are doing. These are the activities you're doing. Now whether it's a searching, interpreting, comparing, judging, these are the perfect candidates for AI, because AI can do this much better than humans when it comes to the fast, when it comes to a consistency. But human is required to validate the AI. But doing without AI, you're just slowing down. You're not really taking advantage of some of the most powerful machines available for us. So this is where the AI fits. And the real challenge, let me also tell you, is AI is easy. Anybody can use AI today. Even a kid of fifth grader is using AI to generate some videos, generate some images, create some essay, answer. All these are there. But the real difficulty is designing a decision system. Decision design is always hard, and building this workflow of decision and then mapping your AI is the most important. So again, anybody today can subscribe to AI tool, Gemini, ChatGPT. Everyone can say that we are using AI, but that is not going to make a big difference. The big difference the top business teams are doing is they are building the decision systems, as I said. And that's the gap. And that's where our space is also. At Growth Aspire, we are helping people design these systems. Not tools, not chatbots, not architecture alone. We are basically blind architect. We are helping you build this AI agent architecture, which can help you multi-agent team structure for your business. Decision flows. We will help you to map the decision flows. What is those repeating decisions? What are those build logic chains that drive real outcomes? And finally, how do you integrate the human and AI? It's not always AI, it's not always human. Both has to work together, and AI can do some of the work where you should deploy AI, and there are work only human can do where you should never use AI. So confidently where you can use AI, where you have to use cautiously, and where the human uses. Define where AI accelerates and humans retain control. There are a lot of new skills humans have to develop to do this, and that is where the not just the tools again, build your decision system. So what we can help you to deliver is identify your top repeating decisions, map the data sources, design your agent architectures, define the human in the loop checkpoints. All these things we can help you do this. And if you're ready to start, then you can schedule a conversations, or you can also request some more details if you want. Click the link given below, where you will also see some more use cases, and just schedule a call so that you AI accelerate, you start deciding, and the results will follow. So leave a comment for me exactly how was this video and what is that extra you want to cover also. I would be happy to do. Thank you.